Awaken to hair growth. Awaken to hair growth because there is possibility to get your hair back. Awaken to hair growth because we're not told that we're able to conquer and overcome alopecia. Awaken to hair growth because I want to be a positive light and beacon for you because I've healed my alopecia and now I help others do the same with different types of alopecia, men, women, children of all ages, of all races and ethnicities.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Alopecia Angel podcast, Awaken to Hair Growth. Before we start today's episode, I wanted to remind you all for the raffle where you can win book bundles from Alopecia Angel for the cookbook and also the Secrets to Health and Hair Growth, and then also free consultations. And the consultations are extensive. They're an hour each with a 10-page form, which is very intensive, but at the same time, very revealing. So I hope you go ahead and enter. In order to enter, all you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review, make sure it shows up, take a screenshot and send it in to us at hello@alopeciaangel.com, and you will be submitted into the raffle. The raffle will be going on for another week or so, and then we will go ahead and let all the winners, multiple winners, let them know that they've won and get them ready with their books and their consultations. So best of luck, and I look forward to seeing those entries. In today's episode, we are going to talk about where the hair grows first. This is a question I get very, very often inside my Hair and Heal program. All my clients get excited and they want to know, where does the hair grow first? And so the question and the answer is also very different for the different types of alopecia. So if you have, for example, alopecia universalis, which is no hair anywhere on your body, it can be in multiple places at different times. There is no set rule as to where the hair comes first. In my clients, I've seen, for example, with those who have alopecia totalis or universalis, it can start on the head, it can start on the arms, it can start on the legs, on the armpits, in other areas of your body. It can start with eyelashes and eyebrows, and sometimes it's multiple times all over. So for example, I had one client and she has alopecia totalis, and she was totalis for 5 years, and she started seeing hair growth on her arms, legs, and armpits and head all at the same time within that 8-week period. And she was, almost didn't know what to do with herself. She's like, I have to start shaving my legs and my armpits now. I never had to, obviously for the last 5 years. And she's like, now I have to. It could be one of those things. I had another client who had universalis for 20 years and he wanted his beard back. He was very adamant. He's like, all I want is my beard back. And he started with alopecia areata in his beard, and it just progressed to universalis. And then he was universalis for 20 years. And in 4 weeks, he saw hair growth on his head, eyebrows, in his nose hairs, on his legs and arms. Once your body starts to heal, the energy towards hair growth is able to move forward, if that makes sense. Because hair growth and growing hair is, takes energy away from everything else that your body is doing. And so this is why when you have an autoimmune disease like alopecia, it is attacking this aspect of your hair follicles and of your hair in general, because there's just so much inflammation where all the energy is going to other areas of your body just to maintain it, right? Just to keep it afloat. It's like a boat with holes in it. You want to try to cover those holes, but at the same time, there's lots of water coming in. So it's one of those things where you're trying to stay afloat as best as possible. And that's what your body is doing. And so once you start healing, then hair can come out of anywhere, really. And that's with totalis universalis. With my clients with alopecia areata or diffuse or telogen effluvium, it's more of a strategic coming out of sorts. So for example, with those of you with telogen effluvium or diffuse, where it's all over, or maybe it's just on the crown of your head or androgenetic, then you start to see it right there or everywhere. I had one client, her name is Kim, and she had all over hair loss and had lost around 50-60% of her hair. And she saw all these baby hairs just come up where they look like antennas. And we would do video coaching calls, and she was just, giggling and happy and beside herself because she saw all these antennas all these baby hairs coming out, and it was just standing up straight. So imagine, for those of you who can see me, it's just the hair and then all these other hairs all around, essentially creating a crown of extra hair, another layer of extra hair. And so that's what she was seeing, and she had diffuse. So this was all over shedding, all over hair loss. And for those with areata, what I tend to see is that, let's say if you have multiple spots, the first spot that you ever got is the last one to fill in. So for example, let's say if you have 5 spots all over your head, so the last spot that showed up would be the first one to fill in. And the first spot that you ever got would be the last to fill in. Now, I can't guarantee that it's always going to happen this way, but I will say, with as many clients as I do see and as many patterns that I do recognize, that this tends to be the way that it happens. And I saw this in myself, and I saw this in multiple clients, men, women, and children. So it's really interesting how the body reacts and how the body is able to, rejuvenate itself in such a small amount of time. But it's also because you have a manual, and you have the blueprint, and all you have to do is just follow it. And it's a wonderful thing to see the hair growth. And sometimes the hair growth comes with like an itchy scalp. And the itchy scalp is what I like to say for the women out there who understand. It's kind of like that. Not everyone's going to have itchy scalp with new hair growth, but some of you do. I did. And a lot of my clients do too. And that itchy scalp is almost like the hair that grows in from a shaved bikini line. So, you shave your bikini line, and by day 2 or 3 or 4, the hair starts to grow in and it starts to itch like crazy. If you're a female, you understand. And if you've done this, male, female, or other, you understand this too. It doesn't necessarily happen with legs, but I do notice that in sensitive areas like the bikini line, it does happen. And so on my head, this is the way it also happened. And it doesn't happen across the board for everybody, but it can happen. I've seen it in other clients as well, where they experience the itchiness. And we do have remedies for that, natural remedies, of course, to help you with the itching, so that you can see that hair growth come in. So this is a quick and short and sweet episode about hair growth, how it comes in. And then, once you have that manual, then you just continue to do what you need to do to continue to see the hair growth. Consistency is key. And I will say that even today, after more than 6-7 years, I still have my hair, even after a pregnancy, even, moving into my 40s, I still continue to see hair growth, and I still only really have to worry about the gray hairs that pop out, nothing else really, except for the regular maintenance. And so there is hope, and there is possibility for you to get over this hump of losing hair on a continuous basis. And there is an alternative to healing. There is a possibility, and it's all in your hands. It really is. I have a free training coming up, so I will be sharing those details here shortly. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Alopecia Angel podcast, a positive light in healing alopecia. You can do this, and we can help. Spread the word that reversing alopecia is possible by telling your friends and family.